let's talk for just a second about how to use this Adobe Color Scheme Designer. It's actually really cool, and it's going to go along with what you just learned about color theory and design. So what you can do, let's start with the first design that you learned about, which was monochromatic. And you can choose the color harmony rule over on the left. So we're going to start with monochromatic. And then you learned that it uses just one color, and then you modify the hue and saturation. So you can see this is your color wheel, and you can kind of drag it around. I'm just clicking and grabbing and dragging it around on the color wheel. And then what it's doing is it is showing me variations down here. Now you could always go in and modify these specifically, but if you're trying to follow one of these color harmony rules, obviously you'll need to stick with the options that it gives you. So that's monochromatic. The second one that you learned about was, I can never pronounce this one. And that's the one where they are next to each other on the color wheel. Now you guys learned about 3 or 4 options in your video, but this one has 5 different options, and you can just, you can modify them, but see the one that has a little, triangle on it, that's the one that you grab and drag around, and you can kind of move it around, and it's finding things that are next to each other on the color wheel. And by doing that, it's designed to just follow that color scheme and that color harmony rule, and it gives you 5 different color options. Then we will talk about complementary. And complementary is the one that is opposite of the wheel from each other. And again, there's the one with the triangle, and that's the one you drag around. Now you can go in or out and change the hue and the saturation, but at least that gets you where you are going. Now split complementary is the triangle one, and you can modify that triangle. Obviously you can move the one with the triangle, but you can move these guys around. But you'll notice as I drag this one, it's going to drag the others with me so that it's even, so that it makes an even triangle. The triad one is the one that is evenly spaced. So as you drag this one around, it will keep things very evenly spaced. The tetradic, which is actually over here, is double split. Complementary, that's the one that makes a square. Now they've added a 5th one in for you just to kind of give you the place to move your square around, but that's the one that forms a rectangle, and you can see there is your rectangle here. They have more on this than we talked about. You are welcome to use any of these, but those are the few that we learned about. Now in your assignment, you'll get into this a little bit later. It's going to have you to write down what's called the hexadecimal code, or the RGB. Now I'm going to move myself out of the way a little bit so you can see, but if I'm trying to write down this green color right here, this is my A color. This is the hexadecimal code. So that's hashtag and then everything right here. And we'll learn the how and what a hexadecimal code is and all of that later. This is the RGB number. So you'll write down 12, 235, 41, and is that light? Is that saturation? I can't remember. But you could also change this code to CMYK if that matters to you. HSV, we'll learn about that color mode later. But really the hexadecimal will get you what you want, especially in web design. That's the main color that you choose. So play with this for a while, find what you want, and that's really going to help you.